Welcome to Using LLM Tools for Complex Data Task course. My name is Qiulin Ren, and today I will teach you how to use a various LLM tool to complete the data analysis task. After completing this course, you'll be more proficient in using each AI tool. When we talk about complex analytical tasks, what we really mean are the projects that require not only processing the large amount of information, but also interpreting them in a meaningful way. This is exactly where collaborations between human and large language models become powerful. The using of AI are incredibly good at speed and scale. They can search, summarize, and visualize data far faster than we can. But they don't truly understand why something matters. That's where human insight comes in. But humans bring creativity, context, and critical thinking. We ask the right questions, define the goals, and decide which patterns are actually meaningful. So, in this workflow, AI acts as an assistant, not a replacement. It gathers data, generates a first draft, and creates visualization efficiently. Then, human review, refine, and tell the story behind the data, turning analysis into insight. On this slide, I will set a learning outcome for you today. We will design an AI-assisted workflow for complex analytical tasks. This means starting with a clear problem statement, mapping the data we need, and writing prompts that turn vague questions into concrete steps. Next, do the AI integrations. Not a single tool does everything well. We'll learn how to combine strengths. One LLM for exploration and drafting, and another for verification code, plus a presentation tool for visual polish. AI can search, extract, and summarize at scale, but not all sources are equal. We'll balance automation with judgment, resolve inconsistency, and document assumptions. And finally, we'll turn analysis into communication. I'm going to ask you to produce a professional report and slide deck with a clear visual, concise narrative, and traceable method. Let's take a look at the working project overview. This is a practical case we'll be using throughout the sessions to apply everything we just discussed. Our project focuses on Glasgow's housing market and how it's evolved from 2000 to 2024. The idea is simple but powerful. We'll explore how the external forces like inflation, interest rate, or urban development, or coronavirus have influenced the property price over time. The housing data captures the intersection of economics, policy, and everyday life. It is really important, and it's a great way to practice real-world data analysis using AI tool, while also understanding how a number of reflect broader social and economic patterns. In this project, we'll follow the structured workflow from data collection to interpretation. We will start from scratch by defining a problem and identifying data sources such as registered Scotland or the UK House Price Index. Then we'll use the AI tool to gather and clean data, analyze and visualize the data. Next and finally, we will summarize the findings into deliverables. One is a written analytical report, and the other is a presentation deck that clearly tells the story behind the data. Let's move on to the selection of your LLM toolkit. There are now many strong options: ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, and Copilot, each with its own strengths. For example, ChatGPT is excellent for structured writing and reasoning. Cloud often handles long documents with strong summarization, while Gemini and Copilot integrate tightly with Google and Microsoft ecosystems. When selecting tools, you need to think strategically, using the high-performance models where precision matters, such as analysis and interpretation, and lighter, cheaper models for a large bunch of repetitive and exploratory tasks. On this slide, we move from comparing tools to understanding how to combine them effectively. Our main objective is to build a complete workflow that links text generation, data analysis, and presentation, using each LLM where it performs best. The key idea is simple: using the right tool for the right task and keep humans in the loop. For instance, you can use ChatGPT or Cloud for planning and writing, and use Perplexity or Copilot Online for research and data sourcing, using Copilot Excel for data cleaning and analysis, and using Copilot Word for report drafting and editing, and finally use Gamma Tom or Copilot PowerPoint for presentation design. By assigning each model a specific role, we turn a collection of tools into the coordinated AI system, one that helps us plan, analyze, and communicate insight effectively while maintaining human oversight and creativity. And now it has the summary of the common AI workflow steps. The first one is planning. It's just to define your goals, key variables, and scope your data to set the foundations for meaningful analysis. The next one is the data acquisition, which means locating reliable dataset from trusted sources. By taking advantage of AI, you can search efficiently, but the validations should always be done by human. The next one is data cleaning and preparation. You can use AI tool like Copilot or Excel Assistant to fix missing values, do calculations, or adjust for inflation. And then exploratory data analysis. That is used to visualize trends and detect patterns using the AI-generated charts and summaries. The next one is interpretations and insight. Here, human reasoning is very important. Use AI to assist with pattern recognition, but rely on your experience or expertise to explain why. And the next one is report generation. You can use AI to draft a structured report or presentation slide that refine your clarity, accuracy, and tone. And the last one is presentation creation. You can use PowerPoint, Copilot, or Gamma to build a clear, visual, and audience-ready slide, and do some polish and corrects. Together, they stem from repeatable workflow where AI accelerates execution and human ensure insight and integrity. Alright, this slide shows the 7 main steps in the AI workflow. Basically, how we move from the idea is all the way to finish the presentation. At the first stage, you need to plan, ideally with ChatGPT. We are basically using ChatGPT for the thinking partner to complete this step. Step 1 is just ask right questions. What do we actually want to find out? And what problem are we trying to solve? In our case, it's about how Glasgow house price have changed from 2000 to 2024. Then in the step 2, we give ChatGPT a focus prompt, something like find some reliable websites that have Glasgow house price data from 2000 to 2024, or suggest which variables could show long-term trends. The simple questions already give AI a clear direction, and in the step 3, we can look at the output. ChatGPT may suggest a matrix like the average or median price, or yearly changes. And the data sources like Register Scotland or the UK House Price Index, it can even recommend the chart type. For example, the line or bar chart, and it could remind us what our final deliverables looks like. Now that we planned our project, it's time for the stage 2, data acquisition. Here, the goal is to actually find the data we'll be working with. So in the step 1, we start by exploring the different data sources. You can either ask a tool like ChatGPT or use Copilot Web to suggest where to find Glasgow's housing dataset. Usually you can see the source. And in the step 2, access the internet to find if it has documents, for example CSV or Excel, and then download these files. And finally, in step 3, we need to check the usability, and this is part on us. So let's go to the web browser, and now you can see the website of UK House Price Index. Select the correct city, Glasgow, City of Glasgow, and select the correct time. Start from 2000, end at 2025, and confirm. And then refresh this page, and you can see some ready to download documents. Let us download this one, which says download all the index, average, and percentage change by type of property in the city of Glasgow. Download CSV and open file. Okay, let's open this CSV file and try to find the Copilot button. But in short, we need to grab this one into one Excel document. So we need to first create a new Excel file. Right click, new, and Microsoft Excel worksheet. Click on that, select every data, copy and paste. Okay, now you have a Excel document, and you can see a bunch of data here, and click Copilot. Make sure you need to select App Skills, because this one, which has star icons, it is an integrated AI tool. Otherwise, you cannot generate data based on the current file. So click App Skills and turn on the autosave, and click the OneDrive Personal, and it will take a time to get it ready. And then create a new conversation. Yeah, it works. So that's great. Okay, let's move on to the stage 3. Cleaning and preparation. This step is all about getting data into the good shape before analysis. In the step 1, we look at what needs fixing. Things like missing values, inconsistent format, or price that haven't been adjusted for inflation. Then in the step 2, we give AI a clear prompt. For example, clean the dataset or remove missing entries. Group price by year or adjust inflation using the UK CPIs. But in the real practice, I don't recommend you to do this, because the integrated Excel Copilot is very stupid. It could not operate many things if conditions. I recommend you to do some calculations if you just forget a formula or function. And finally, in step 3, AI could generate a cleared version which has consistent variables, yearly averages, if you do those correct. Let me work on that. So click on this Excel sheet and have a look which value do you need to address this problem? You can find three major columns: D, G, and H. D shows the year and month. G shows the house price index, all property types, and H shows the average price, all property types. We only need these three columns, so we first create some empty columns and then open the Copilot app scale and to calculate. So copy and paste, calculate the average house price index, all property types in, for example, 24, and press enter. It will take time to understand data, and then let me write a code to finish up the calculation. So let's wait. And show analysis. Now you can see a Python code, and it has an output. Get this value in other years from 2004 to 2025 and press enter. Now you can see it generates the output, the year and the house price index, all property types. And you can use the theme method to calculate a list of average price or property types over the years. Now we move on to the stage 4, exploratory data analysis. This is what things start to get visual. We are using AI to see what's actually going on in this data. In the step 1, we first decide what we want to learn. For example, do you want to track the average price each year, compare neighborhood, or spot a big jump around a certain event? Then in step 2, we give an AI prompt like, create a line or bar chart showing the Glasgow average house price, blah blah blah. And in the last step, AI will give us a visualization and some summary stats. So let's open the Excel sheet and back to that output. You can see the house price of index of property types over the years and draw a bar chart. Based on this table, see if it can draw or not. Sometimes this Copilot could not draw the bar chart, so you need to draw this chart by your own. Then you take time to analysis. Yeah, here it shows a bar chart, but the direction is wrong. And typically the Copilot will take a hard time to change the X or Y coordinates, so don't do that. Copy and paste the year or house price and paste into the new columns, and then insert and have a look if the bar chart can be join or not. Click the format cells. Click number. And make sure this one is the general. Okay, let's select the data. G6 to G27. Select X first. Click OK. And select data, chart data range, series 1. Okay, now you can get a line chart which has shown the trend of the house price change. Bravo! Okay, let's move on to the next stage. Now that we explored the data, it is time for stage 5, interpretation and insight. This is where we move from what happened to why it happened. In the step 1, we look at the trends and start asking questions. Why did price rise so sharply after 2013? Or what caused the dip around 2008? There is where your economic or local knowledge really matters. Then in the step 2, we bring AI into mix. We can ask something like, summarize the main patterns in the data and suggest a possible course. For example, link changes to the 2008 financial crisis or the 2020 pandemic. And to see what AI gives. And in step 3, we can review the data and text generated by AI. Maybe it point out the post-2010s growth align with the urban regeneration, or that is a pandemic caused by the temporary slowdown. In the stage 6, report generation, where everything starts to come together. By this point, we already have cleaned and analyzed the data, so you can just do some repetitions and see method to repeat the remaining items and generate remaining graphs by your own. And to save the time in this class, I will directly use the result on the web. So let's click the web and click the Copilot button and type generate a data analysis report. Of this page, of this web page, and press enter. Now you can see a complete report has generated. And scroll down. Now it's complete. So copy and paste them into a new created a blank Word document. First, we need to save them and click them again. To use the Copilot, to edit, click Copilot, which has stars. Make sure that it's integrated. And what do you want to Copilot to draft? Type edit to make this report more professional, and press enter. It will take time to create a draft, so wait a few seconds It will take time to change the font. And keep it. Now, the report looks more professional. Okay, let's do the final step, presentation creation. Here, our goal is to turn all that analysis into the clear, engaging story. In step 1, we start by planning the story we want to tell, and what key insight or visual should our audience walk away with. A good presentation isn't just about charts, it's about clarity and flow. Then in step 2, we bring the AI to like the Copilot PowerPoint. You can simply prompt something like create a short slide which covers this information. We first need to open the web and type I want to create a presentation slide of this report. What should I write on each side? And wait. When it generates response, we pick up one example and open a blank slide page. Create a new slide, new blank slide, and not use the design suggestions to close, and then use the Copilot. Click Insert, New Slide with Copilot. You can add a slide with copy and paste those information and send. It will take a few minutes to finish it up, and after it's done, I want to let you to look at this effect. Okay, now you can get a complete slide. It automatically inserts some pictures and automatically resize the font. You can even also use some design suggestions to make the background more clear and better. And also you can use the Copilot PowerPoint to do some edit. So open the Copilot button and to select one sentence in the text box, and then to type, change the title color to red. Okay, the title color has changed to red. Well done. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about something really important: the human review and ethics. No matter how advanced the AI tools get, we are still responsible for what we produce. So this slide is a quick reminder of 5 key principles. First, you need to verify the data and accuracy. Always double and check the number, the chart, and sources. And you also need to validate the logic. Make sure your conclusions actually match with evidence. And then you need to acknowledge AI assistance. Make sure be open about which part be generated or supported by AI. Transparency and build trust. And then you need to respect data source. And finally, avoid bias or over claiming. You need to think about them by yourself.